Well, we are halfway through the NFL season, so we are going to take a look at who we think is going to be in the playoffs at the end of the season. Let's start with the AFC East. Zach, who do you got in the AFC East?
Well, boys, I figured it out. The Bills are going to win the AFC East. If I do have that correct, do I have that correct, boys?
That would be the correct team. Yeah.
Thank you. Correct team.
Correct division. You're good to go.
Yes, I think the Bills are going to win it. I don't really see the Patriots making a run or anything, and I just don't see anyone making a run. I think the Bills maybe struggling a little bit, though, but I still think that they are the better team in that division.
Maddie, who do you got?
Yep, Bills, same reasons. Josh Allen's probably the best quarterback in that division. I think pretty clearly. And I don't know if they've got a 2-game lead on it already right now. I think kind of control as it is, and the rest of the division is not very good.
So I wanted to go out on a limb. I think Buffalo's a good team, a team that's making a little bit of a splash lately, the Dolphins, but I just don't think the Dolphins are there yet. I think they're, still a couple seasons out, but I also agree. I think the Bills are going to finish off, like you said, Matt, kind of building a little cushion in there. But I don't think
it would never shock you to see Belichick turn it around, though, either.
That's very true. But there's nothing to believe in right now after seeing them the last couple of weeks. Let's move to a contentious one, the AFC North. We got 3 teams with 5 wins or more.
I am going to say the Steelers are going to win that. I think that the Ravens will make it at some point when we get to the wild card. But I'm thinking the team that has the lead in the division right now, the Steelers, 6-0. They play the Ravens this week, so that'll be a huge game for this conversation. And I had the Steelers winning this game in our picks, so I'm going to have to go with the Steelers.
I'm going to have to go opposite. I got the Ravens in the picks, so I've got the Ravens for the division. So
there we go.
I think the Ravens defense is starting to come together a little bit. I think you're going to start seeing a little bit more of what they've been traditionally. Lamar Jackson, I think, hasn't been obviously as good as he was last year, but it's coming, and the big plays are coming, and his ability is just going to at least start showing itself at some point. So I don't know. I think Baltimore is the deeper team, both offensively and defense. I really like John Harbaugh. I think he's a fantastic coach in the NFL.
I'm with you, Maddie. I'm on the Ravens as well. I think they've had their one really, bad moment this year was against the Chiefs when they were just on it. I think that they're, like you said, deeper. And I don't know how much I believe in Pittsburgh right now. They're a good team. I'm not saying they're not a good team, but the Ravens are the best team in that division until proven otherwise.
It feels like Pittsburgh is getting banged up more and more each week, and that the receivers, Deontay Johnson's a stud.
Are we talking about every football team?
No, I'm just saying. I think Pittsburgh is as talented as anybody, but I think it seems like injuries are hitting them harder than a lot of teams right now. Roethlisberger is always banged up. And it's one of those things that if they stay healthy, they could win the Super Bowl. There's no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely. I'm with you there. Let's move to the AFC South division with 2 teams above 500 and 2 stinkers below 500. Zach, who you got in the AFC South?
I think it'll be the Tennessee Titans pretty easily with that one. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be much to that. I think the Titans have proven themselves to be the better team early in the season, and if they can stay healthy, they will be division champs.
I agree completely.
Matt, you agree?
Agree. I literally everything Zach said was spot on. So.
The only thing that worries me about Indy is that defense. That defense is very good, but again, not quite enough. I think that Tennessee is just putting some really nice things together, and obviously having Derrick Henry it helps out a lot. I think we can all agree about who we think is going to win the AFC West, correct?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, Denver.
Yeah, Denver. Yeah.
They are
They
going to
can
be a
get to-
good team, though. I think Drew Lock is a good quarterback.
I agree completely. That team's played a lot of close games. They've lost to some good teams, and it's
Yep.
once Lock being on that team on the field for them, it's not Trevor Simeon. It's not who else there? Who was the other guy that's thrown out there for a little bit? Jeff Driscoll. He was out there. I don't know, man. Some of these quarterbacks that team's had, it's brutal.
Who was the one guy they had that got like arrested for walking into somebody's house?
Swag Kelly.
Chad
Kelly. That's right.
Chad Kelly.
Yeah, Zach is spot on. I like Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock's going to be a stud.
All right, boys. In the AFC, we even got tripped up today. There are going to be 3 wild card teams this year. Zach, do you have your 3 wild card teams? And then we'll go to the NFC.
Ravens, Colts, Chargers. I think the Chargers will make a little bit of a run here. I think they have a good team.
I like it. I like that. That's a ballsy pick. That is a ballsy pick, but it's a damn good team.
They're 2-4, but there's
Justin
a lot
Herbert's
of
a good quarterback.
It's on the. I was looking at it. It'll take a little bit of a little comeback, but they're not that out of it.
Hey, I'll give you props. I like that pick. It's a ballsy pick, if anything. So good for you. I think you're right with the AFC North, where I said Baltimore and you said Pitt. I think that's the opposite. I think with the wild card, I think whoever doesn't win that division is an obvious wild card team. I think I'm curious to see what happens with Tua. If Tua plays well this week, and even if they don't necessarily win, I mean, it's obviously going to be a tough game for them, but I like Miami. I think they can maybe make a little bit of a run. I think Brian Flores is a fantastic coach. I think that's really starting to show. I think he's getting a lot out of it, a lot out of teams the last 2 seasons that the talent was far less than the results, in my opinion. And I think, I liked Fitzpatrick, the way he was playing with that team, and Tua is obviously a way more talented player. So that could be one. I'm going to go with the last one. I'm gonna go with I'm going back to the North, and it's gonna be Cleveland. I think Cleveland
even without
is
Beckham.
Yeah, I think they've got just enough on defense. I think Myles Garrett is starting to show why he was the first overall pick a couple seasons ago. I think that guy's becoming every bit your Khalil Mack, close to the Aaron Donald level type. Impact from a defensive standpoint. Great pass rusher, and he's wreaking havoc everywhere on the field. Obviously, he plays a little bit of an edge, as we've seen in the past, too, for him. So I think with that, Baker Mayfield scares me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That was part of the reason why, it was kind of waffling between them and the Colts. But I think he's a good enough quarterback that he can make some plays. And Kareem Hunt's a dynamic player for them out of the backfield right now. So
I'm with you, Maddie. You stole some of my hotter takes, but I also have Pittsburgh because I don't think they're going to win that division. But they are. I think right now they might be the 3rd best team in the AFC.
So good, dude. I mean,
yeah.
Whoever you could say whoever wins this week between Baltimore and Pittsburgh is every bit of the number 2 seed, if not the 1 with Kansas City. Like whoever, they're going to go neck and neck. Kansas City at this point, because this game means a lot to both of them this week. So it's going to say a lot to where that division goes.
I also, Matt, have the Dolphins as well. Like I said, like you nailed everything, man. I think that Tua's going to add just a little bit to that offense, and they've been playing well. My 3rd and final wild card is one of the team we haven't talked about at all. And Zach, I know you're not going to like this. You don't like this team, but I think the Raiders might do it. They stick around in games. They obviously beat some top-tier talent. They beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. I think they're going to sneak in. I think I don't know. I don't understand why.
I'll let you take this one, Zach.
I just don't see anything about Derek Carr that screams like, I am going to make a run for the playoffs with this team. I don't think this team is built for the playoffs, but maybe you're right. I took the Chargers in a crazy one too.
Yeah. That's kind of my out there pick. I don't know. I feel like Gruden's going to be able to get something.
Well, something that right there.
I don't know.
Too, is those teams haven't played each other yet. So I mean,
yeah.
The Chargers, if the Chargers win both games, them having, being a game behind the Raiders right now means nothing. They've got two against each other. So it's, I think basically those teams are essentially tied when you really look at it, from that perspective. So I think, I don't know. I didn't really even give the Chargers a whole lot of thought, but the more you think about it, oh my God, Minnesota missed the extra point to lose in overtime. They lost to Maryland outright. Wow. Missed extra point in overtime. Holy crap. Maryland was like an 18.5-point dog.
Yeah, they lost 45-3 to Northwestern last week.
That is wild.
Oh, that's things you hate to see.
God. Woo-wee. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the Chargers, like we said, I think Herbert's a stud. He's going to be a very good quarterback. He looks like he's the real deal, man. I don't hate that pick, Zach.
Thank you.
Let's move to the NFC. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. The NFC East, the horrible division that it is. Who's winning the NFC East, Zach?
I have the Washington football team winning the NFC East.
Zach is walking out on the limb tonight. I like it.
But what I know is the Eagles, not a good football team.
They aren't.
Dallas Cowboys, not a good football
team.
The Giants, not a good football team. The Washington football team, maybe not. But that defense can keep them in games. And the offense, it's there. It's crazier things can happen than them winning this division.
It's a little out there, but I respect that pick a lot.
I mean, it's hard to argue that. It is hard to argue that.
It is.
I'm going the Eagles, and I don't feel good about it. I'm going the Eagles, and I have no reasoning. Did they? Yes, I think they did.
Washington football team beat the Eagles, I'm pretty sure. So they got that right now.
I'm going to Eagles, and I have no reasoning for
There's no good pick in this division.
No, I'm taking the Eagles.
I was just about to say, I'm going to take the Eagles, but I feel dirty about it.
Just don't. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, none of us should feel confident in anything in that division because God knows what could happen. NFC North, obviously, I got the Packers.
I got the Bears. I think the Bears will keep it going, and I would feel bad if I didn't say the Bears. But I think I have the Packers as a wild card team, so don't be mad.
Unfortunately, I'm going to take the Packers, but I think they're going to choke in the first round, so it doesn't matter.
What's new?
We can all agree that Minnesota – yeah, okay, buddy. We're going to all agree, though, that the Vikings are probably going to finish last. Shout out Pigoy. I give him credit. That team is bad, and he still watches every week. So he's a diehard. Moving to the NFC South, this is a kind of contentious division with two over 500 teams at the top. Zach, who is going to win the NFC South?
I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is what I should have said. I think that they will win this division. I think that the last few weeks they have shown how good they can be. They just got Antonio Brown, so they're just getting better. So I'm going with.
Now, if I'm mistaken, does he have to sit for 6 weeks?
I think he's already sat. I mean, technically the season's gone on.
I thought it didn't start till he signed a contract.
No, I'm pretty sure it's done.
Okay.
Because if that was the case, he wouldn't play all season.
Well, yeah. It says here in about 2 weeks. I don't know exactly how that works, but it says here on NFL.com he should be eligible in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they would sign him to play next year.
Yeah. Matt, who you got?
You're on Tampa. I just don't think Drew Brees has got enough in the tank anymore to really get that team to 11 or 12 wins that it might take. So
I am going to go with the Saints for the only reason that I think this is Drew Brees' last ride, and he's going to somehow muster enough. He's a smart enough quarterback, and he's just going to will him in to win that like game 15 or week 15 or 16 game in a nail biter against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and he's going to will him to like a half point or a half game division lead and somehow hold on to it and barely sneak in, and then they'll get bounced in the first round, and he'll ride off into the sunset.
Can he will his right arm to a pass longer than 12 yards?
Yeah, he's going to use his left arm.
I do not think so.
Maybe they'll go to Taysom Hill, and then I definitely love the Saints. So, no,
Jameis, one of one.
I don't know. Jameis, yeah, I was going to say, which is the better option there, Jameis or Taysom? Who knows? They both stink. Moving to the NFC West, this one's tough. We have the worst team in the division is 4-3. Who do we got coming out of the NFC West? This is the best division in football, without a doubt.
I am going to go with the Seahawks, but I will kind of spoil my wild card. I have the Rams going in the wild card, but I say the Seahawks will win this division. I think the Seahawks 1 or 2 in the NFC right now.
I think Boomy's out of his mind when he says this is the best division in football. I think the AFC North is better, but
they're neck and neck. I agree.
I think,
but no, I think top to bottom, Cincinnati being in that division brings it down a little bit.
I think you're out of your mind. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, back to the West. I'm going to go with Seattle to win. I think Seattle's the best team in the NFC. I think Russell Wilson's probably the best player in the NFL right now, at least outside of Patrick Mahomes from a just sheer what he does in the field perspective. But Russell Wilson is doing some ridiculous things right now.
Yeah.
And every deep ball he's throwing seems to be absolutely on the money 100% of the time. He's got DK Metcalf. He's got Tyler Lockett. Those guys are catching anything they get their hands on right now. And DK Metcalf, I thought that guy had just a bust written all over him. He might be like unguardable at this point just because of how big and how fast he is. It's insane, dude. Like, he's just an absolute beast.
So good.
If their defense can come together at all, like, they're going to be an extremely tough out.
Couldn't agree more. Man, that's tough. I worry about the Seahawks just in the fact of some weaknesses they've shown in their last 2 games. They should have lost to the Vikings if the Vikings could manage a play or manage a clock, and they did lose to the Cardinals. I think that Rams defense. I'm going to go with the Rams to win the division. I think the Rams defense just brings another level in those. It's probably just recency bias because the Seahawks have looked vulnerable in the last couple weeks. So I will go with the Rams. Moving to the wild card, we got
Let's talk about it.
Sure.
Recency bias is very true. They just played the Bears, who made them look amazing on Monday Night Football. And I think that this Seahawks team, like this offense, when it wants to go, it's unstoppable.
It is.
And I don't think that the Rams have that kind of offense right now.
I don't think the Rams are that good. I really don't. I do not think they're
Aaron Donald, good.
Aaron Donald's
very good.
I think the Rams. I think that defense is good.
Yeah,
I think that defense is one of the best.
One of the best? I mean, it has the best player in the league. Yes, I'm not going to disagree with that. But I mean, there were some plays where Mooney was making Jalen Ramsey look.
I'm going to tell you,
Jalen Ramsey is the best defensive back in football.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm too tired to argue right now.
I do not have that team in the playoffs, so that's where I'm at with the Rams. I've got the.
I think it's very much recency bias.
I've got the Arizona Cardinals making it. I've got the Chicago Bears making it, and I've got the New Orleans Saints making it.
Zach, who do you got as your 3 wild card teams?
Packers, Saints. I have Rams, but I kind of want to take them out now.
Yeah, take them out. Get them out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to put the San Francisco 49ers.
Aye. See, that was between them and the Cardinals for me. I just want Kyler Murray showed me a lot this weekend. And that's
a good call, though.
I really like what him and Hopkins can do is absolutely electric on the field. Christian Kirk too. They got Larry
I'd be right
Fitz.
with that one.
Larry Fitz has got one more last run in that old body of his too. I don't know, man. I think Cliff Kingsbury is a really good coach too.
I think
My three.
You might be right with that one.
My 3 wild card, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Arizona Cardinals are my 3 teams in the wild card.
No Bears? You don't even have the Bears
No
in the
Bears.
wild card?
I don't.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Again, it's
You
probably
just
a
said they were a wild.
reason.
Didn't you just say they were a wild card team less than 5 minutes ago? I swear you
No,
said
I
they
was
were
the Seahawks.
I'm pretty sure when you said the Packers, you said, "Don't worry, I will have the Bears as a wild card team." I want
I
to
don't
check the
think
tapes
so.
on this. I'm pretty sure that came out of your mouth.
Well, if I did, I changed my mind. So, and it was probably after your subtle first round exit pick. So,
Whatever. Here goes Trolley
Something on
Boomy
the-
again.
At least
Yeah,
Matt
well,
with his brain and not his heart there.
I
can't.
do think that Arizona and Seattle and the Rams are better than the Bears.
I
think all three.
that Green Bay defense is going to get absolutely exposed by any decent offense that they come across. That defense
Just
is
have to
dog
wait and
shit.
see.
It is dog shit. Every bit of it is dog shit. There is no good unit on that defense. It's Aaron Rodgers or nothing. That's all that team is, and he's playing outstanding.
Just have to wait and see.
I would not feel good about that team in a playoff situation strictly because I don't trust their coach. I think LaFleur's an idiot, and I don't trust that defense at all. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, we'll just have to wait and see.
5-1, I don't care.